Hello, my name is Christina Liriano, and I'm going to talk to you today about false memories. Memories are actually not permanent impressions or indents made in our minds, like a recorder, just recording our memories as the day goes on. Our memories are actually susceptible to impression and imagination. They are more or less accurate when recalled, although the pieces that we can't remember, our minds fill in those gaps with what is plausible or what we already know to be true or what we think to be true. Research suggests that false memory is actually very common. It happens because we can't take in all of the information that we're presented with. And two, memories are stored at the cell level. Each time they're taken out and put back, they don't always reassemble themselves in the same way. The 2 points I will talk to you about today are that false memory is common, and no one is any less susceptible than another that it can happen. We're presented with so much information, we just can't take it all in. And two, memories are stored at the cell level with billions and millions of different storage combinations possible. Each time a memory is taken out and put back, these cells can reassemble themselves in a different way. First point I want to talk to you about is just how common false memory actually is. In simplistic terms, memory is making space for interpretation, imagination, and explanation, according to Julia Shaw, discussing in 2016 her book, The Memory Illusion. It happens because the human brain cannot process all information it is presented with. Our view of the world is constantly changing. Therefore, the way we view our memories, it's influenced with all the new information that we're presented with, Hogan Boom points out in 2013. According to a 1997 study done by Loftus, she states that there are four general circumstances that can produce false memories. It has to be a believable event. We have to have some sort of a pressure or a motivation to remember or recall that event or idea or theory. There has to be repeated exposure from multiple sources. That can be friends, family, ourselves, social media, and it has to be a likelihood of happening. That could be just something simple as falling down and scraping our knee, but it has to be something that we think that can happen. Hogan Boom also mentions in her 2000 writings a word recall study in which a group of subjects are given a list of words. They're all related words as around a topic, let's say sleep, and there could be a list of 10 words in which things such as slumber or comfortable, relax, that are listed. Sleep is not one of them. Upon immediate recall tests, subjects do recall the false word 40% of the time. Therefore, they're recalling sleep, yet it was not part of the list. So it shows how common it is and how easily a false memory can be created. Piratheon in 2013 describes a study conducted at the University of California, Irvine, in which ordinary memory subjects are tested alongside highly superior autobiographical memory subjects with regard to false memory. Results are consistent among both groups. About 1 in 5 produce false memory in recall tests, such as recalling 9/11 or a car crash. 1 in 5 will remember pieces of the event or events that they were not actually present for. Consider the following slides that I have created. The first slide shows phrases that a lot of us are familiar with from different shows and movies from our childhood, and that most of us remember. Luke, I am your father from the movie Star Wars. Life is like a box of chocolates from the movie Forrest Gump. Mirror, mirror on the wall from the 1937 original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Beam Me Up, Scotty from the Star Trek show. This is how a lot of us remember it. It has been widely publicized. Some of it has been used in marketing campaigns, T-shirts, coffee cups, spoofs on cartoons. Now, if I tell you that that's not really how we or how it actually is, You might not believe me, but in fact, Luke, I am your father is actually no, I am your father. And life is like a box of chocolates is actually life was like a box of chocolates. Mirror, mirror on the wall is actually magic mirror on the wall. And beam me up, Scotty was actually stated, Scotty, beam me up. Just it shows us how global and how common we can remember things that aren't correct. We remember them in a way that we think is correct, or society says this is how it is, so we think, oh, okay, that's how it is. That's how we remember it. But in fact, we're remembering it falsely. Now, my second point that I wanted to talk to you about is that memories are stored at the cell level. They're stored in groupings of cells in multiple regions of the brain, Hogenboom tells us in 2013. When these groupings of cells are checked out, they can go back in millions of different ways, like trying to fit them back together like a puzzle. They may not all fit correctly. When the memories are checked out, they are influenced by new ideas and new experiences. And these new experiences and ideas embed themselves in our memories, and that is how a false memory is actually recorded. Hogenboom discusses a study done at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, in which false memories are implanted into mice. The mice are actually placed into a box, and the mice are then presented with a light. And then, as the light is presented, those mice are also presented with light shocks to the bottoms of their feet. Those mice are then moved to a new box, so this is a new environment, and light is presented again without the shocks. The mice indicate that they're waiting for the shocks to happen, so they've now implanted a false memory that states that the shock will happen, and in fact, in this box, the shock does not happen. And so this demonstrates that that the false memory is happening at a cellular level. Just how exactly how that happens and where those are stored, that still needs to be determined. In conclusion, today I've discussed how false memories are common and how they can happen to anyone, and how they're created at the cellular level and how they're influenced by new information in an ever-changing world. Our memories are continuously being rewritten. False memories are actually evidence of a healthy brain. They are the result of our ability to imagine and learn and adapt. The study of false memory is actually very important so that one day we have the ability to better treat post-traumatic stress disorder or other conditions such as schizophrenia. Thank you.